Alright everyone, welcome back to another video, and this evening what I have for everyone is my 24-hour follow-up video with the CMF by Nothing Watch Pro 2. So if I remember correctly, after my unboxing, first impressions, and setup video, by the time I got everything all set up on the watch and had everything all configured the way I like it, I do believe it was about 6 o'clock or just past 6 o'clock. So that means that my follow-up video should be coming 24 hours later at 6, and you can see we're just past 6 o'clock, and I have everything set up the way I want it for the watch. Now, similar to how I reviewed the first generation of the CMF Watch Pro, we're going to do the same thing with the Watch Pro 2. Alright? So here, I'm just going to give y'all my thoughts and opinions of how I feel the watch is performing 24 hours later, now that I have everything set up. And keep in mind, for the first run with the watch, we're going to be using our iPhone. For the second run with the watch, I'm going to be using my Android Pixel device. So by the time I'm done with all the coverage on this watch, you guys and gals will get to know how I feel about it from a iOS user perspective or an iPhone user perspective, as well as a Pixel or Android user perspective. Okay? But with that being said, 24 hours later, how do I feel about this watch? Well, first things first, the fit and feel of the stock band is top notch. Now, I do have some third-party bands that I'm going to pick up and do some videos on. I link those down below in the video description of the unboxing and first impressions and setup video, so you guys and gals will see those third-party bands covered on the channel sometime in the future. But in regards to the stock included watch band, CMF has done a great job here. Now, let me go ahead and walk everyone through how I have everything set up. So I do have the always on display function on the watch turned on. Okay, as I'm sure you guys and gals noticed throughout the video so far, and you can see it right there, it just turned on. I do also have the raise to wake function turned on as well. And I'm going to go ahead and go through my favorite watch faces and how I have everything set up in the app. But that's what I have, okay, in terms of using the watch. Now, I also went ahead and I set it up with the brightness. So I'm running minimal brightness here, okay. And I also went ahead and set up the app layout. So y'all can see I have the list view app layout as well, okay. And I also went ahead and disabled the features that I'm not going to use as well. So they do have some gestures. I played around with the gestures, didn't really like them, okay, but I do like the raise to wake, so I left that on. As well as they do have a double tap feature, so double tapping the display. I'm going to use that when I test out some more features later on. But for right now, for the first iteration of testing out the battery on the watch, I just want to have it set up exactly how I'm going to use it when all my battery testing is done. So this is how I'm going to use it. Either with double tap turned on or raise to wake turned on. And I'm probably going to have it with always on display turned off. Okay, I haven't decided yet. But for right now, I'm testing it with always on display turned on and raise to wake turned on. Okay, but that's how I have the watch set up. Okay, and I'm going to show y'all my different watch faces and how I configured everything. And I do have to say, in regards to the software, CMF has done a really good job compared to the first generation. I'm not getting as many bugs as the first generation. I'm not getting as many random disconnects as the first generation. And the actual connection between the watch and my device does seem to be super solid. Now, something that I did find strange, and I'm going to show y'all here, is that with it connected to my device actually thinks I have two CMF Watch Pros connected to my device. I don't know why that is, but that has made the connection super solid. So I don't know what happened there, but it does give me a solid connection. So if the watch does need two Bluetooth connections, I'm not mad at it. I thought that was kind of weird, so I did have to point that out, but it is what it is. The overall connection and the features so far with the watch have been super solid after 24 hours. That being said, let's now get into the companion application, and I'm going to show you guys and gals some things. So in regards to the companion application, this is our first home screen here. So y'all can see I've went through my first sleep cycle, and I do have the continuous heart rate monitoring turned on, continuous step tracking turned on, all that stuff that I like to use. Basically, every comparable feature that I can get on the CMF Watch Pro 2 as I had on my Apple Watch SE first generation, that's what I turned on. Okay, so I tried to make it as seamless and or comparable to the Apple Watch first generation on the CMF Watch Pro 2. Okay, so I tried to connect them up almost exactly the same, right? But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the watch faces that I have. And let me zoom in a little tighter so y'all can see this a little better. All right, we're not going to make it too tight. That should be good. But you can see after 24 hours, I'm down to 70% on the watch. And I got to tell y'all, that is really, really good. Now, with the first generation, with regular usage, I was easily getting between 5 and 7 days, if I remember correctly. Okay, depending on what features I had turned on. So if I can get that same battery life on the second generation, I will be extremely happy. And so far, after the first 24 hours being at 70%, this is looking really, really good. This is looking really promising, right? So this should easily be able to get me through the weekend, okay? Because I gave it the full charge on Friday evening. And now here we are Saturday evening, and I still have 70%. So this should easily be able to get me through the weekend, which is really, really good. But y'all know me, when it comes to smartwatches, I'm really, really pushing for and hoping for at least 5 to 7 days of battery life and usage. Okay, so a full week. Okay, 5 days is a business week, but 7 days is a standard week. So ideally, I should be charging this watch once every 7 days. Okay? Not so ideally once every 5 days. Okay? But so far, after 24 hours, the battery life is looking promising. Now, let's get into talking about some of the things that I don't like about the watch and the software after 24 hours. In particular, let's talk about the watch faces. Now, CMF has done a great job with some of the custom included watch faces that they have here. Really good job here. And there's a large variety of watch faces, and there are new ones being added regularly, right? But, and this was a little bit of a dislike. Now, here are 6 of my favorite watch faces. And you probably saying, why do you have only 6? Because they'll only let me use 6, okay? Now, I was going to go ahead and download my favorite ones from the first generation that I had, but they only let me use 6. So after going through the app and really picking out my absolute favorites, these were the 6 that I settled on. Y'all can see it right there. Okay? And just in case y'all don't believe me, that you can only use 6? Let me show you. So if I go and we find another watch face, so let's go here, CMF Digital. This also has one of my favorite watch faces in it. So you can see if I want to go to this watch face right here, the sports mode or the time finder, if we click on it and I'm like, okay, cool, we can download and use this one. Y'all can see it right there. So we hit download and use, and look. Okay, replace watch face. You have reached the storage limit. Please select a watch face to replace. So you can only have 6 watch faces. You can't have more than 6. Once you hit 6, you have to replace the ones that you've downloaded if you want to swap out. Okay, so I am kind of disappointed by that because the first generation let me have a large variety of watch faces. I think I was able to store, I think it was about 10 and switch between them. But the second generation only lets me use 6. So I'm a little bit disappointed by that. That was the first thing that I didn't like that I noticed after 24 hours of usage. Okay? And honestly, guys and gals, the rest of the things that I've noticed are kind of like nitpicks. Now, another thing that I've noticed within my 24-hour window here, okay, is they did give you access to the always on display feature inside of the application. So you can see if we go to my current watch face, you can see there's an always on display button right here. And then if I press it, I can see what the watch face looks like in always on display mode. So that is really, really nice. So you get a preview of what your watch face is going to look like in regular mode as well as always on display mode. So that was really nice right there as well. So that was cool. But I did notice, and we're going to come back to the app in a second, I did notice that there's still a bug on the watch where, okay, when you go into settings, certain settings override others. So prime example, and I said this in my first generation review, y'all can see I have my screen on set to 20 minutes. You can see it right there. And then I have the screen timeout set to 20 seconds, which is the maximum, right? Now, when I set the screen on to 20 minutes, it sets it and then it works. But after a certain amount of time, you can see it does tell me that having this on is going to drain more battery life. But after a certain amount of time, it will default back to the auto screen off 20 seconds. So this function is still kind of bugged out, okay? It works, but it's still kind of bugged out. So that bug is still there, and CMF still has to fix that. But so far, that's the only bug that I've noticed in my 24 hours with the watch. And like I said, other than that, the overall experience has been really, really good. They fixed the app connection issues, okay? So I'm not having as many disconnects as I said. And overall, it does seem super duper seamless now. But I have noticed that there are some things that I am a little bit disappointed about. Now, in particular, for the notifications, you swipe up from the bottom to see your notifications, but you can't respond directly to your notifications on the watch. Even though the watch does have a dedicated microphone, it should be really nothing for them to add like a mic so you can dictate your response, or add a digital keyboard so you can swipe out your response, but you can't do that on the watch. So certain notifications, you can set it up to where you can get all of them. Let me show you. So let me show you here. If I just pull up a notification, okay, shout out to the Telegram group, the Tech and Investing Telegram group. But you can see if I open this, I can't respond to this message, I can just ignore it and clear it, right? And it would be nothing to just let me do a quick response to this and then be good. So that is something that I don't like, because I can't quickly respond to my messages. I do have to go back to my phone, but it is what it is. But it is nothing for them to fix that, so that is something that they need to fix. Again, that's something that I could easily do on my Galaxy Watch or even my Apple Watch SE. And I honestly don't see a reason why you can't do that here. And that actually happens for all the notifications. So these notifications are just for, notifications. If you want to interact with them, you do have to pick up your phone to interact with them. But that's a negative there. But on a positive note, they did add automatic workout detection, so that was pretty cool. Whereas the first generation of the watch did not have that. So now you can start your workouts, or you can do an automatic workout detect and it will start. So that's pretty cool. That brings the watch in line with some more of its more expensive competitors, like the Apple Watch, like the Galaxy Watch. So that's a really nice thing there. Okay? So good stuff there. Now, let me just show y'all how I have the app set up, and then we're going to wrap the video up. Okay? Give y'all my closing thoughts, and we'll wrap the video up. So y'all have seen all the watch faces that I downloaded. I basically went through my setup for y'all. So y'all see my setup. Now, if we go back, okay, this is your main watch face screen, okay, and from here, you see where it says Common Sports. You can load up all the common exercises that you do. Now, they did add a bunch of extra exercises this time. The first generation had 100 exercises. The second generation has about 120, okay? And basically, I just put in here all the exercises that I do on a regular basis. Okay? This way, when I hit the exercise option on the watch, you can see it quickly has my exercises loaded already, and I can just tap and start it if it doesn't automatically detect. So that's why I did that. So that's how I have that set up. And that is your Common Sports, and that's my Common Sports setup. And then in regards to health monitoring, you can see I have the heart rate tracking on all the time. I do have the blood oxygen sensor turned off. Okay, I have the automatic stress detection turned off. I have the water reminders turned off, and I have the stand-up reminders turned off. I don't need to remember all that stuff. I drink about 1 to 2 liters of water daily. Gotta keep your system flushed and clean. So I don't need to remember to drink water because I already do that. And then your widgets, you can set up your widgets here on the app. And pretty much I just left the widgets as the default. So they got your health tracking widget with your weather. They got your sleep and heart rate tracking widget together. Then they got your music widget here along with your steps. And then they got your dialer widget. And to get to your widgets, you just swipe left and right on the watch. So here's your health tracking with the weather. Okay. Here's your sleep and heart rate monitoring. Okay. Here's your music and your steps. And this is also a quick shortcut to your workout. Okay. And then here's a quick shortcut to your phone. And you can make phone calls directly from the watch. It does have a built-in speaker. Okay. And you can also use your assistant directly from your watch as well. So that's really, really good. Okay. So there is that. And if we swipe to the left, it goes back. Okay. Or if you swipe to the right, it goes back. Okay. So there is that. But that's how you do your widgets. And this is where you can customize them in the app. But I do actually like their widget layout, so I didn't really change that. And then if we scroll down, here's your notifications. Now, here you can see all the notifications that I have turned on. So I got the watch notifications, the SMS notifications, WhatsApp, Gmail, Telegram, Facebook Messenger, okay, Google Voice, and then other. So you can get all of your notifications. And basically, once you toggle it on, it's going to pass through and there isn't going to be any issues. So that's how I have my notifications set up. Okay. Then you can see we have call reminders. Okay. Don't really have that call reminder set up. We got the world clock. We got alarms. We got reminders. And then that's it. Okay. Now, also, I'm going to show y'all here as well. If you wanted to know how you can change the units, because I know some of you guys are new subscribers and some of you guys didn't go back and watch my older review. But if you did want to know how you want to change the units, you can do that from the account screen here on the far right. And then you hit the gear icon here in the upper right hand corner. And here you can toggle your time format. So you can see by default it comes with the 24-hour time format. And if you toggle that off, it goes back to the 12-hour format. But then if I scroll down, you can see here, you can select your units. And you can see I changed mine from metric to imperial. So I got it set to pounds and I got it set to Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. Okay. And that's how you would get to that if you wanted to know how you want to get to that. Okay. And then you can see I set my goals as well. So this is basically the same as what I had on my Apple Watch, which is the same as what I have on my Samsung Watch, or had, because I don't have my Samsung Watch anymore. And that's basically the same thing that I have set up for my Google Fit. Okay. So you can see I have all my stuff set up in the Google Fit, and I have all those metrics to match. Okay. And then what's really nice as well is I do have those same metrics set up in my Apple Health, as you can see right there. Okay. And then if we go back into the app, you can also sync to different third-party applications. So you can see right here where it says up at the top, sync with third-party services. If you go in here, you can sync to different third-party services that it detects that you have. And you can see I have synced mine to my Apple Health. So I did sync that. And it is passing through all my Apple Health information, which is also synced to my Google Fit. Okay, so that's really, really nice. Okay, so that's where you go to set that up, and that's how you do that. Okay, and that pretty much does it, guys and gals. I have to tell y'all, in terms of first impressions after 24 hours, okay, is the CMF Watch Pro 2 perfect? No. Do they still have some things that they have to work out? Oh, yes. But for what it is, 24 hours in, this does seem to be a really, really good smartwatch. Okay? Now, I'm going to be updating y'all periodically as we go throughout this coverage. But I got to be honest with y'all. If the microphones for calls are improved, and if the battery life, like I said, can get me the same 5 to 7 days on a single charge with my style of usage, then this is going to be a winner for me. Especially considering that coming from the Apple Watch, which the Apple Watch was only really getting me about 2.5 days, 2 to 2.5 days. Coming from the Apple Watch, if I can get what I need, which is 5 to 7 days, and I can pretty much do the same things or close to the same things as what I can do on my Apple Watch, this CMF Watch Pro 2 is going to be a real winner here. And I gotta tell y'all, I am a big fan of this classical watch design. So that's really, really nice as well. Okay? But first impressions after 24 hours, I am really liking this, and I can really notice the improvements that CMF has made with the first generation. Now, with that being said, I do feel as though I messed that up. I do notice the improvements that the CMF brand has done with the second generation of the CMF Watch Pro 2. But with that being said, a lot of these features should have trickled down to the first generation Watch Pro. Okay? And honestly, if you can get the first generation Watch Pro at a cheaper price, then I'm still leaning towards maybe picking up the first generation Watch Pro. But time will tell, because I still want to put this CMF Watch Pro 2 through all its paces before I make my final decision. So you guys and gals, stay tuned. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video, this 24 hours later video with the CMF Watch Pro 2. Alright? This evening's video has been recorded with the primary camera on the Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus in Pro mode with no external microphone hooked up. So please let me know what y'all think of the overall video quality, as well as what you think of the overall audio quality down below in the comments. As always, all your feedback is greatly appreciated, and make sure you keep it respectful, please. Okay? If this video piqued your interest and you guys and gals would like to know where you can pick up the CMF Watch Pro 2 for yourself at some really great prices and support the channel, I'll have all the affiliate buy links available down below in the video description. So if you make your purchase using those links, I do get a small percentage of commission that I do put directly back into the channel, and that's at no additional cost to you guys and gals. So I consider those affiliate buy links a win-win for everyone, in my opinion. Along with that, if you guys and gals would like to see any more of my extended coverage on the CMF Watch Pro, or you want to see any or all of my other coverage on the other CMF products that I've covered on the channel, I'll link up all of that continued extended coverage down below in the video description as well. So down below in the video description will be like a one-stop shop for you guys and gals, and you should be good to go. I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope you guys and gals are staying safe out there, and I will catch you guys and gals in the next video. Have a good one, everybody. We are out of here. Peace. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 'Cause if this can make it to Tuesday or Wednesday, then that would mean that the battery life on this is actually really good, even with my current setup. But only time will tell. Anyways, have a good one, everybody. I'll catch you guys and gals on the next one. Stay safe. We are out of here. Peace.